what is the perfect organism? What would give a living creature the most ultimate advantage over any other that would make it a perfect being? Well, for example, this being would be able to completely copy and replicate other organisms perfectly, and also create incredible genetic mutations extremely quickly in real time to our eyes. This would be a creature that we would have no chance of defeating had it reached our population. This creature, this thing, would be unstoppable. Okay, so here we have the Earth at the time of the first movie in 1982. The Thing got out and escaped. You see, they did everything they could to stop it for the reasons of what would happen if it would reach the actual living world. Plants, animals, creatures, our cities, our infrastructure, everything. It really raced around in their minds, although they were looking down upon the fact that they were probably going to die or could die from this. They were also concerned about what this would bring to the greater world at large. This was the greatest concern of many of them, for obvious reasons. MacReady is the one who kicks some serious ass, and we'd love to see more of Kurt Russell's brilliant performance in this movie. And the special effects were amazing, but what of the creature itself? It's just a cellular being that could replicate other beings. It could have infinite forms. It could come from anywhere. It could hide itself in plain sight. Anybody could be infected. And I don't even know if you would call this an infection. You would call this more of like a parasite. Now, this thing could have escaped in many ways, and it had already spread to Europe. People had realized that something is amiss, and even today's age, by social media standards, probably, I mean, how would news break out of something like this? This people mutating into crazy forms and hiding amongst the population. Scientists could scramble and be scrambling to figure this thing out. Now, just like in the movie, distrust would really get people, and you can see Knowles, his actor, is perfectly portrayed just how he doesn't really know. He doesn't know much about this creature or thing, or he doesn't know what's going on, so it could be him. He doesn't fucking know. You know, and then they're doing the test, and they figure this thing out about those. You can't say that normal people wouldn't, or, you know, if governments knew about this, it would spread like wildfire, because people would like spread information about it, try and document it, and it could even be caught. Like it could even fucking get people who are trying to discover its own existence. You know, people who try and look for evidence of some kind of being other than us, and they actually get caught by it and absorbed into this kind of vortex of them actually spreading across the world very easily in today's society. So after a few months, it's fucking everywhere. I mean, it's gone to all kinds of places. It's quarantined in cities. The military has come, but even within the military ranks, I mean, their own soldiers. That's what makes it a perfect organism, is because even a military power could be all of their soldiers, entire bases, just all taken over by it, all being ripped apart, mercilessly transformed, and then the soldiers that come out and be like, hey, did you see it? Did you see the thing? And them actually being the thing, and then kill the other soldiers. So in many ways, that makes it the perfect organism. And you know, the 2013, I think it was, movie is actually not bad. You know, it's a movie. It came out. It wasn't absolutely horrible, and it portrayed some interesting aspects of a bigger team and more of what this could be like, even though it had a not so great final act, it was still a decent entry, and we could have got much worse. Now, I think what you got after a year is that most of the natural animals surprisingly would avoid it, because they would be able to adapt and stay away, and certain animals would get kept over. But most of the natural places, I think, would be somewhat tolerant to the thing at first, and it would be really spread mostly amongst human population, like a virus, like COVID, like any, like our society today is so good at spreading all these things to each other. I think they would be humans that really took the brunt of an organism like this, whereas wild animals are very cautious and they stay away from human beings even in today's world. And I think that they would be pretty resilient towards the thing. I think that they would be able to kind of adapt to it, and their curiosity, like the dog scene, would get the better of them. But in general, I think they would fare a little bit better than mankind, and the natural remote areas would be intolerant or tolerant towards the spread. After 2 years, you got just complete dominance of this organism, this thing, and its ability to replicate other organisms. I mean, many parts of the world would seem to continue just as normal. And isn't that a bizarre thought that in all of this, you would have fucking everything looking normal, but it would really be the organism? And that you would be in office buildings and just people all around you and being like, what's up? There's something weird. There's something weird. And it's the thing. It's the fucking thing. It's there. And you'd be like, there's something odd, but it just assimilated all of the world. And after 3 years, like they said in the brilliant first movie, it's the entire planet, every organism, every being, it's all taken over. And then it's hard to say what the world would look like then.